Hello there! Welcome back to episode 6 of my Might and Magic World of Xeen gameplay series. Today we will brave our way through what remains of River City. I hope I will be able to kill off the knights, and after that, well, I think I'm going to go a little bit further into the forests of the undead. River City, as it stands, is sadly the last real cool city on this side of the world. The rest of the cities in the Clouds of Xeen part are really tough nuts to crack. So we're going to pick up this bloke here and blast them. I give up on buffing my characters because I don't have any faith in any of their attacks hitting. Instead, as you see, the energy blast and the fury flail spell from my cleric and my sorcerer are doing much more heavy lifting than anything else here. So wow. Boys, you're hitting stuff. Damn. Well, we're still going to finish them off with spells because it's just way more effective. At this point of the game, it is much more powerful to use spellcasts to finish off enemies like these compared to using regular force. Our fighters need to mature a little bit. But let's see, so far things went down quite swimmingly. Big question is, what the hell will happen when we have to kill off more than one of these guys at once? But so far, things are working out quite nicely. So, Flaming Trident, too bad. But Power Short Bow I think has more elemental damage added into it like that. Either way, Short Bow beats Sling in terms of base damage. Okay, turns out we are pretty much okay with it. Static scale armor. Meh. Not what I've been looking for. So I want to save the game just in case something deadly is creeping around the corner now. I mean, I know most of the game still pretty well, which is spooky as it is, but not exactly every little corner. I think most of the killing power comes from the Fury Flail spell. I think Energy Blast seems to be overrated here, but whatever. Let's see. So 2 of these guys. 1 down. My poor old Mr. Knight is not holding up any longer. Oh damn. Did they break his gear? Of course they did. So my priest is out of mana, so there we go. What kind of shield did we find? I'm checking up the drops here because we have here for the first time enemies against us which have a tendency to actually drop good stuff, you know. Or bad, most of the enemies here weren't necessarily dropping things that you want to keep. But here you still see that bronze great axe, that's still junk. We don't want to have that. I want to fix Tyro's gear real quick. It'll break in a hot minute, but whatever. It's probably going to protect him a little bit. Okay, so let's keep exploring this place. So this is we're leaving that part for the end. I'm not quite sure if we're going to make it. This might be finally the first full wipe recorded on this series. If so, it took me a while to get obliterated, but this has a certain tendency to do this. You know what? We're going to head on over to Pray and Pay a bit. Thing is, this is, you might have already guessed it, the final confrontation of this area, and I want to buff up myself a bit. Maybe it'll help. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's still too early for me to try this fight, but I was able to tackle the rest of the knights quite easily, and yeah, 3 of them. But what's making things really much worse is it's not only 3 of them, there's also a boss dude behind them. I hope I can avoid this guy and regroup. Don't want to blast my last Fury Flail on this guy. No! Alright, whatever. Seems to work on out. Well, don't I have Power Cure by now? I do, but I don't have any spell points left. Whoopsie. Yeah, no. So, we're definitely not armed for that encounter. So, if I would be pursuing that... Oh, I cannot flee? Or, wait a sec. So do I have Time Distortion already learned? Oh, yeah. So, live to fight another day. Yeah, that's insane. So, they didn't even knock out Tyro's gear. So, this is good. We blew up 3 of these guys already. Totally blew up 3 more of them. Just need to divide and conquer. So let's pull them away from the main center of this. So let's try Fantastic Freeze for a change. Whoa, that did hurt him, eh? Or no, that probably was... I think the wounded one might have been from the last encounter still. Either way, we're winning it this way. Alright. So, Time Distortion is a wonderful spell. It gets you out of a combat and transports you onto a safe spot. And here, Captain Yang. So I have no clue if I'm capable of beating him. This is the actual boss of the scene. So, Seamer went unconscious. He's also not that focused on knights alone, as you might have noticed. So, he's also willing to attack other people, and boy does he attack other people. So, full wipe incoming? Or are we able to... Yeah, so... This fight is still above me. That's okay. I'm surprised we made it that far. I mean, I made it that far with a little bit of trickery. That time distortion trickery. But it's okay. We're going to leave that last one for the next time. I'm back here.
Safe and secure.
Trained and geared up. Okay, so let's put stuff in the bank. I'll keep 100 gems, that should suffice. And the rest is going to be... is going to give me some nice interest here. So, Lloyd's Beacon, we're going to set that to this city because it's just that much better. So, Lloyd's Beacon just lets you set a spot, and if you recast, you can recall yourself to that spot. It's amazing. And since we have 2 spells, we can have 2 different locations where we can teleport ourselves towards to. Tell you what, we're going to... It's gonna be fine. Since I have access to Lloyd's Beacon now, pretty cool. Badger can always recall me to the city, while Seamer can put the Lloyd's Beacon to recall me back from where I needed to go back to a city. So technically, we can now go back and forth without paying any deeper price. Okay, so it's time for more wilderness adventures. I love it. Exploring the world of Might and Magic is always one of my favorite things to do. And let's see, I want to go these quadrants. I don't know if I'm picking up more than I can tackle right now, but we'll see about that. So it's a little bit odd, but you always explore in quadrants of 15 on 15, because that's the magical order where you see now we're on X0. And that's the most effective way I know of to explore this.
I require the last snowflake of winter before I can give you the...
So the druids here, there's 4 of them on the world. They require a item from the previous season, and you have to find the proper guy that begins the cycle. This guy is not the beginning of the cycle. Elemental Resistance Shrine. Neat. Most of the time, I don't use these at all. Alright. So 1000 experience. Why not? At this point of the game, we are raiding areas which are well below my power level, but that's okay. I am kind of a completionist here when it comes down to world exploring, and therefore we're going to roam through these areas. Because there's always things that are related to quests and such. So yeah, Crodo, we're going to get you out of Darzok's tower too. Don't you worry. So my party is relatively strong at this point. Scroll of enchant item. This is particularly wicked. We can blast enemies from the shores. So this part of the world is not necessarily a challenge anymore. With Might and Magic, it's like you can select for yourself where you want to challenge your party, which area you want to take on first. I decided to go River City. You could have also taken the Undead Forests here and train yourself up here as well. It's one of the neat things about this game that you're absolutely free to decide for yourself which order you want to tackle things in, because there's a lot of different areas for certain level ranges. So here we have a dungeon. I'm not going to try to enter it because I know I don't have the proper key for that. We need a key. And in this game you often need a key to enter a location. That's quite a lot of undead. So let's use Turn Undead. Extremely powerful spell. And am I now diseased and I don't have Cure Disease yet? Yep, that's exactly what has happened. Yeah. So it ain't entirely harmless to be here, but with the power of Lloyd's Beacon Express, it'll be not that hard anymore to just backtrack quickly. It's a good part. Okay. So, a new area. So let's move on over here to sleep. I gotta check back with her. She's gonna make it a couple of extra days, I suppose. Okay. Yeah, well, the zombies still take quite a punch. And seeing how long I take to tackle down these dudes, I noticed that I'm not as strong yet as I want to be, but it's okay. Here's where my fighters can really shine. We don't need to invest any spell points or anything like that. Except for when a full-on zombie squad hits me. 5 grand. So these little things, they rack up over the course of the time. Here, Orathin's Bone Whistle. I need to bring that to this guy. I think he wanted this to teach me the Cure Poison spell and Cure Disease spell, isn't it? I think that's been the story behind that, and how did that disease go away? Why is she not diseased anymore? That's positively weirding me out. Huh. That is something I cannot understand. Has there been any change to the disease mechanic that I don't know about? Huh. Whatever. Being ambushed while we're trying to sleep here, but yeah, well, maybe it's a bad idea to try to sleep in the forests of the undead. So let's see, I got food for 7 days left in my backpacks. Let's save again. It's a bad habit to save not often. There we go. Well, so all the overworld monsters give you all a sizable chunk of XP. That's why it's really paying off to scrape out the entire overworld. It's not super much or anything, but you really feel it whether you have it or not. Okay, so there's yet another dungeon. If I remember correctly, one of the dungeons here will be accessed much later. But the other one, I think we should be able to access it rather soonish. So, there we go. Okay, we got that strip of the world completely cartographed, however you want to call that. I'm going to go and use Lloyd's Beacon. We set Lloyd's Beacon here, and now we can just return to River City. Fill our backpacks with fresh food.
Hello, Trout. Goodbye.
Oh, whoopsie, that was the wrong button. Signing in allows you to change your party. We could roll new party members there. I don't want that.
Hello, travelers.
So,
Thank you.
fresh food, that's what I wanted.
Bye.
So, are we eligible to train Zippo as? But apart from her, nobody. Let's go real quick for that training opportunity.
Looking to train? Good job.
Because it doesn't hurt. It's not important, but it doesn't hurt either. Okay, so let's sleep the night away and use Seamer to return back there. I love this. This is such a nice way. Once you have established these spells, you can go back and forth and have an easy way. Alright, it's time to go for the swampy areas. Stingers. So they inflict weakness, which is basically not really terrible or anything. Wow, we found a helm in the bottle. How does that even happen? It's a lapis helm though. And that is the first piece of really better gear that we're finding since a while. Also, these things, they hit like a truck. They are the worst version of what we've been meeting before. So, tell you what, we're going to enter NIGHTSHADOW. NIGHTSHADOW is a wonderful city that is totally up my alley. It has vampire ladies, as you see here. Let's show you them up close. Bat queens. Aren't they lovely? They hate priests, by the way. But as far as I remember, this place, everything in here hates priests, so... weakness? Weakness, alright. So yeah, it's exactly where I feel I should be in terms of resistance against my party and success. So let's keep going here. NIGHTSHADOW is a pretty peculiar city. There's gems in the trees, there's undead bat ladies in the city, and generally the undead theme is quite prevalent here. But worried about my hit quotes here. And there's vampires, gnome vampires. We got it all. So I'm gonna use Energy Blast here, and against these guys, I'm in a zero tolerance mode. So I'll be not touching these sarcophagi yet, because I know that these vampires, they're just a little bit hard, comparatively. And for starters, I just want to take the easy pickings and continue with the difficult part later. Probably with some blessings. Only at night can you put up a fight, so here we get an instruction about how to summon the boss fight. So... it's so nice to have gemstones in the trees. Well, I'm probably not quite right when I say that the city has an undead theme. It has a specific vampire theme. The theme here are vampires, not specifically undead. I think I've been a little bit unfair to this place. So I'm not gonna try to keep the armor of my cleric alive. So here the lid refused to budge. That's the coffin of the boss vampire. Okay. This is the Mage's Guild of this place, Because as a matter of fact, we do have a guild here. So, a little shortcut. And lots of new Vampirellas. Well, I feel as if we are performing quite okay against these. I find it a little bit uncomfortable that they land so many hits on the rest of my party, but well, it is as it is.
As you are still alive, I will have to charge you too.
So, because we're still alive, we have to pay for the membership there. Oh no, I'm too broke. Lives of a Cat, Stitch in Time. Open his coffin and bid him farewell, only then you can use the magic of the well. So yeah, the well's in the city. I haven't used that system yet. So the sundial has to be turned to the lives of a cat, and that's 9 lives as far as I've been informed. So I think we're now fit for a couple of coffin breaking actions. I wanted to take it careful at the beginning, because I wasn't sure about how I'm performing against these, but we do quite well. And I need money to join the Mages Guild. Yeah. So because I'm still alive, I have to pay money, and therefore I raided one of the local vampire homes. That's what you get for enforcing me. Somehow, sometimes I feel like we're the bad guys in this story. Sometimes I actually do. Okay. There we go. Well, if the dials are properly set, the count will definitely be upset. Alright. We're doing it correctly, friends. So, only a couple of coffins left to go for. Oh! That was that weird noise. They can obviously drain spell points. Okay, so hit rate of my party is nowhere near close where it should be, as you see. We will need a blessing against that. At least we found a new plate armor. Alright. Yeah, he drained. He's draining my people of their spell points. That's a nasty one. Luckily, we still have our items. I'll let my knight strike against that thing, but we're gonna be using some of those items. So, he's, these guys are really nasty. These guys are really, really nasty. So, I'm gonna save and be very, very careful with the rest of these. Because there's more where these came from. Treasure trove. So, they're totally worth the nuking. Because if we don't nuke them, they're going to eat our spell points anyways. Okay, so for Mr. Gnome Vampire Boss, there's a couple of things that we're going to do. First off, we're going to set up a Lloyd's Beacon. Set. Then we're not going to need... Ah, dang it. Any other shenanigans? I'm stupid. Ah. And this is German key bindings trolling me. So I want to repair my stuff real quick before we go for that last encounter here. Because a lot of gear broke in the last couple of moments. So might as well sell a couple of things that we don't need anymore. Well, a cloak might be not the ideal thing for my taste. Lapis splint mail. Power plate armor. Charisma ring mail. But here we go. So I'm not taking it too serious with the gear questions here. For now, most of the gear is not making a substantial difference. I'll just keep stuff like, for example, this plate armor here, or this splint mail, which is one of the first considerable drops, but it's nothing big still.
Where to?
So, Night Shadow. Ah, that was too early.
Where to?
Keep forgetting that I can't fight this boss only at night. Okay.
May we?
Let's hope that it works better this time. Let's save the game. There we go. And since I did everything right, Count Draco did rise. Ah, Light Beacon is not what I want to cast right now. So is there anything bigger than Energy Blast right now? Nah, okay. Yeah. So Count Draco has that wonderful ability of sucking out spell points as well, but we did it right at the first try. Nice. 50 grand, 99,000, whoa, 100,000 XP, and an ebony halberd. Nice. This is one of the first real good items that we came across. Oh, sweet. That's really, really good. Speed ring, I'll take that too. Never hurts. Nice. Alright. So, what's the fountain now? Temporary plus 10 levels. This is a really cool effect. Because we can use this to make ourselves a little bit more powerful artificially. Okay. Alright, members only, but that was my rogue. So, Cold Ray is a per level scaling thing. All visible monsters. Pretty useful. It's low scaling, but it is scaling after all. Nature's Cure, well, non-scaling heal spell. Not too keen on either of these. Fireball. So scaling level poison arrows, nah. Surprisingly disappointing. So levitate is something that I would love to have in Badger's repertoire. Fireball, why not? Turn undead, hell yeah. Nature's Cure, I don't know. That's been not really much of a deal here. Alright, but we did gain a lot of XP and a lot of money.
Looking to train? Good job. Good job.
Although it's been only 2 level ups for the entirety of the party. So sadly that was not really that much better. Okay, but nevertheless I cleared Night Shadow. That's a good start. I don't think that I want to be in the vicinity of Night Shadow until I have a permanent Day of Protection running. Thing about the bugs outside here is their main strength lies in being hard to hit. And to dish out lots of damage, of course, but mostly being hard to hit. So, Day of Protection buffs up our 2-hit bonuses tremendously, and therefore is a pretty good thing to go for. But for today, we're just going to continue to the border of this thing, and I'll continue next time with the exploration of the overworld. So, my good friends, thanks for being around. I hope you enjoy the series as much as I do, and feel free to drop me your comments. I really enjoy hearing back from you. Feel free to leave a thumbs up. A subscription would be really, really nice as well. There's also my main channel, linked back on the description side of this one, which is featuring a lot of gameplays as well, and a lot of info material about newer games and all those things. So, either way, I want to thank the supporters of the channel big time, and if you want to find out more, feel free to check out Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee, which are the best ways and means to support the channel. Thanks for being around, thanks for watching this video until the very end, see you all next time, have a great day.